You hear me well?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Hanna Shavurska. I am solution architect at eWizard. Today's topic of my speech is crafting effective software architecture documentation. So let's go. Let me introduce myself a little bit in more details, maybe. Somebody of you I know very, very well, but some of you I met for the first time. I worked in IT for 13 years. I made my path from junior front-end developer, then I've been a team lead, a tech lead, a delivery manager, also a head of IT Academy in New Zealand. And then I became a solution architect. Also, I'm very passionate about networking conferences, and that's why I love organizing such events. And I was also one of the founders of GeekSpace community, and I love dancing. I dance not so much as before now, but I hope to come back. All right, let's go on. So, I have a question to you. Is there architecture in every project? What do you think? Yes? Yes? All right, I agree with you. There is architecture on every project, either designed or accidental. And yeah, you know what I mean? Not only like this, but in IT, it also may be like this. But architecture always exists. The next question to you, is there an architect on every project?
No.
No, for sure no. Then who makes architecture on your project? Who makes architectural decisions? You makes, yeah, okay. So everybody are here because you touch code, you make changes in the structure, you make some decisions, you make some architectural decisions, more or less. So software engineers, team leads, tech leads, architects, CTOs, all those people are making architectural decisions and should understand how to make them correctly. So that's what my topic today is about. I want all of you to feel like a solution architect, to touch that topic a little bit more and understand how to behave in that role. What architecture is? What do you think? Architecture is about what we are doing and how we are doing that. In other words, the architecture of a system consists of the most important components, their relations, and how they interact with each other. So we have three main points here. The most important components, their relations, and interactions. We describe what we are doing, what our business needs, and how we are doing it. But is it always documented? Please raise your hands if your projects are documented, at least somehow.
Somehow.
Okay.
Somehow.
Half an audience, okay. Maybe like this, it's not a bad document if you make a picture of it and put it into your conference. It may be a good documentation. Okay. If your architecture is not documented, then how would you answer those questions? What is the structure of the system? What the decisions were made? Were those decisions good? How to measure your system? What principles should we follow? Etc., 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 etc. How do you answer those questions? I don't know, actually. So let me tell you the story of our team and how we managed to answer those questions. I work at eWizard it is a product that works for pharmaceutical companies. It's like a WordPress, but for pharma, like Canva, but for pharma. It has a huge bunch of integrations with CLMs and CRMs. It follows very difficult pharmaceutical procedures, like approval processes and so forth, because that field is really regulated. So our goal of our product is to make the marketing campaigns cheaper, more accessible for big products as well as for small products in not rich countries. And we started our product as an internal project 11 years ago. We have built our own framework, eWizard, which all the content is built on. We have around 30,000 users in our product. It's around 140 instances, and it consists of 230 microservices already so far, and we have 118 people working in our department. And now we are having a solution architect team who answers all those questions, and not only. Yeah, let's move on. But how we began? For sure, it was not that state 11 years ago as I described. We started without solution architects, without business analysts, even without product owner. The first design of our product was made by our team lead, Sergey College. Hello. Our decisions were made in the kitchen or in a room with whiteboards, and all our main principles were written in our brains, in our heads, and that's all. We knew how to build the solution. Then what happened? Years passed. Our internal project transformed into a product. Now we have a huge sales and marketing team. We moved from we created our project from the scratch. We moved from monoliths to microservices. We moved from in-house hosting to the cloud. We passed ISO 27001 security certification. We became bigger. Our decisions became more difficult. But how do we gain that result? Because years passed, people came, features came, and all the decisions we made were in our brains without any documentation, without software architecture, architects, and new people came and asked us those questions. What are the main principles of your system? What is the structure? Why those decisions were made in that way? Why do you choose Vue.js? Why do you use iframe in the editor, etc., 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 etc.? So, what have we done when those questions raised? You should go find a again on your project and ask them why those solutions were made. So, why the design was made? You go to Sergey College and ask him. Why framework was built in that way? You go to Hanna Shavurska and ask her. Why we use Node.js on backend? You go to somebody else and ask them. And you go to some other again and ask them why it was built like that. It's not okay. Yeah. So we decided to change our lives. We gathered and create solution architects team, mainly from delivery managers, because we were technical delivery managers, and team leads. And it was kind of nice team, but we did not we have not done software architecture before, or we did not know that we've done it before because we didn't know the process. We did not know what to do in the new role. What are our new responsibilities? But we decided to figure that out. We created a technical analysis process for every new feature that comes in our product. We created an architecture review board. We created documentation, and we have a standard how to work on every new functionality, what should be described, and how we present it to our teams. And that's a huge win. But how do we move like a solution architect now? And how do we understand their responsibilities? And let's come back to that question. What is architectural thinking that all of us should have a little bit? The first one is very important. You should be able to zoom in and zoom out. You should have a big picture of your project, as well as you should know how the algorithm is written. It's very important. It's the problem that developers have from time to time, that they know their function, their class, their module, but they don't see the whole system. That's what is very important for solution architect. Solution architectural thinking should be with a technical breadth. What that means. This is a very known triangle of knowledge where we have a stuff that we know in the very top. It's the smallest part, and this is what we've done on our project, that we are experts in. Then we have stuff that we know that we don't know, but we've read about it, we heard about it, or at least we know what that library does. And in the very beginning, it's the stuff that we don't know, and we should be afraid of it. We should try to make this part as small as possible, and we should breadth this part, make this technical breadth wider. So we should spend our time, deliver our time to learn the new technologies. Sorry. A third item is to understand domain. What does it mean? We should understand what our business, what it does, what result it should show, what is important for our clients. Because what is important for software developers? Our code, make it cool, make it clear, make it performant. But sometimes for our clients, it is not important. For them, it is important to see their beautiful picture on their website, to have it working, to have the good result, and so on. So it's different. The fourth one is that everything is in software architecture is a trade-off. It's kind of difficult to explain because software developers, when they find some new technologies, they become evangelists of it. They say that it's awesome, the best. They know the good parts of the framework that they use, but very rarely they know disadvantages of those frameworks, of those solutions, because they either don't want to know about it because they want to use cool stuff, yeah? Who wants to use stuff that isn't cool? Not me. And we don't think about disadvantages. But every solution has its disadvantages. If you don't know about them, you probably don't know enough. You should find them. And architecture is a trade-off. We should think which solution is better in our condition, in our context. And it is the fifth one. Every solution should be made in a correct context. Thinking about our domain, our client, about the whole picture of a project. Let's talk about software architecture documentation. Now, when we have a little bit understanding about software architectural thinking, let's talk a bit about how software architects spend their days. Why they are walking around the office sad all the time? Why they are so unhappy? Why their brains ache so much, etc., etc., etc. So, what is software architectural documentation? By the way, abbreviation is SAD. It's the collection of materials that describe high-level structure of the system. It captures architectural decisions, and it's very important to record every decision that was made. Documentation communicates architecture, not only describes it or make the diagram, but communicates in the right way. Documentation guides future development, current teams, next generation teams, and so on. Our documentation should guide development teams how to make correct future decisions. Let's see what the process is. So I'm a cool solution architect. I get my new great feature to be done. What I do, what the process is. For example, I want to make a new integration in our system with some third-party CLM. First, I read requirements. Thanks God we have cool business analysts and product owners now. Then they write cool requirements. So I take those requirements, or I work on those requirements with them and with our client. And I should understand the functionality that we should gain. This is the first step on architectural requirements. When I understand the business requirements, I start thinking about non-functional requirements. What does it mean? Those abilities of your system, should it be performant, scalable? Should we have fast time to market, etc., etc., etc. So we describe technical requirements of our system, non-functional requirements. Then, when we know the whole context, we start thinking about architectural design. Sometimes we say that we create a new design, but most of the time we should select a correct architecture, because almost all the architectures were invented like patterns before us. We should know the source, where to look for them, and select the correct architecture for us. And think how we should implement that architecture in our project. Then we kind of draw a diagram. People like to use that word, drawing diagrams, like a painter. We use Draw or some other system for that. And we are making architectural documentation from different viewpoints, different diagrams, etc. Then we make architectural evaluation. Even before the first implementation, we show our architecture to somebody, to software developers, at our architectural review board, and to product owners. We evaluate if we made a correct decision in a correct context, and if we managed to think about all the trade-offs. Then we go to architectural implementation. We should ensure that implementation was done according to our software architectural design. And we come back because we improve all the time, all the architecture. With every new feature, we may recreate, rethink something, and so on. And we get a software architectural document that might have a structure like this. So we try to note, to describe everything that was done by us and analyzed by us on those steps. And really, that document might look a bit boring from the first view because it's really a document and nobody likes to write it. We like to craft code. But the document describes the problem, the context. Then the next section is architecture significant requirements, which consists of objectives, concerns, constraints, and quality attributes that we've chosen for our system. Then we show our decisions using our diagrams, using architectural decision records, and we record everything. We have different architectural views for different stakeholders, and we write principles and guidelines the teams should follow to implement our architecture. Also, we might include fitness functions, which we need to, like those that describe how we can measure our system and check whether we follow quality attributes in scenarios. So I want to show you the example of how our documentation looks in eWizard. We have this template with involved people, description, questions, diagrams. We have ADRs here, which consists of status, context, constraints, concerns, decision, consequences, compliance, notes. Not every part is obligatory for every functionality, but we try to follow it and to feel what is important. We have risks for every functionality, which is very important and help teams to create their risk management board. We describe non-functional requirements, and sometimes we describe vocabulary, but because it might differ from client to client. This is the example of how our diagrams look now, and some of our architects make them really beautiful. I love them still, but they are very structured. I love it. So then, when everything is done, you think you made a perfect decision, you come to your team, which you love, and you say, I want to present you my ideal architecture, and you know what happens there. They say that we expect some more risks here. You should think about that and that and that, and that's great because without them, I might even I did not know about that. I didn't know about that risks or something I should think about, and that's great. Sometimes they approve from the first time, but not usually. Yeah. How to document officially? I want to present you some tips me and my team uses to make documentation good, understandable, and tasty, like pastries. And the first one, your document should match your stakeholders. This is a cute picture of me presenting my architectural decision to our beautiful product owners. And I know how to communicate to them and what to show to them, what to describe, risks, potential options, cost, which is very important, time to implementation, etc. I don't need to show them all those arrows and algorithms, yes? So I should make a separate presentation or scheme or slide for them to understand what are the consequences of our architecture. When you present to your team, the decision should be clear. Then you show all the schemes, arrows, etc. The second one, keep it updated as a part of the development process. Share your documentation with your teams. Make them own your documentation. So they are not afraid to update it if something goes not according to it. Sure, they can't change the architecture from the scratch, which sometimes may happen, but they can change it and improve it. A third one, document not only how, but why. Why have you made the decision? What was the context? What was important? And why you have chosen that option, not another? Because when new developers come to your project and ask why iframe is in your editor, you can send them to that document where everything is described and not repeat it from the very beginning a lot of times. And it's very important also for you not to forget why you've done that decision, because sometimes people come to a meeting, describe their decision, you ask them why that option was chosen from three of them, and they don't remember, even if that decision was made a week ago. And what? You become angry. People shouldn't do like that. People should have good memory, but also they should document their decisions, because every decision is followed by another decision and has their consequences. Next one, do not over-prepare for future requirements, because that future may not happen, because business may decide to take another strategy, another features, not something that you oversee right now. Good documents scale people, not just systems. It's very important. So this is how we started. We started fast. We made some schemas that helped us to implement features. It was not very good, we see it now, but it helped us to move quicker. Then we learned, we improved, we visited conferences, we've seen how architects in other companies work. We read books, we passed through courses, and now we think we know what we do, but maybe in a year I would say that no, but I hope we do. So your software architectural documentation is the map and the story of your system, which is very important, and you should remember that. So you should document how you build your system and why. How to learn? I recommend you to visit those resources. This is a fundamental book for software architectures by Mark Richards and Neil Ford. It's like a Bible or alphabet. It's very basic and very important for every architect. The second resource is by Mark Richards. It's Architectural Mondays. He has a short 10 minutes videos that you can watch about software architecture, and you can learn from him. But also he shares software architectures templates that you can use in your project. So you should not build that software architectural documentation from the scratch. You can download those templates and use them on your project. It's very important because they share what they use. And the third one is technology radar. You can check which technologies are on the top now. In different spheres, from different angles, you can see all JavaScript frameworks, for example, or different languages. You can compare. It's very important. It's updated every month, if I'm not mistaken, but I really, it's important to check it. This is architectural design of my life. His name is Alexei, and this is the main architecture I build every single day, and I love how it becomes. This is our team. I can say, don't be sad creating your SAB, software architectural documentation. It's not really that boring. It's really fun, I can tell you. And let's stay in touch. Here should be my links, but something went wrong. But you know, don't find me. Thank you.